Are you gearing up for a traditional archery hunt? Well, guess what? Today, we've got Johnathan Karch from Rivers Archery back on the program to share his best tips ever for hunting with traditional archery equipment. Let's get started. Hey, Joe McClain here from CatholicHack.com, where I live my life for God, and I am passionate about traditional archery. And ever since I got that archery bug back in 2011 or so, I've been flinging arrows in my backyard ever since. And I am super excited to have Johnathan on the program again today. No, so he's got double brow tines.
Yep, yeah, that was the best thing. Not only did he weigh out bigger than I thought he was, his points, yeah, he's got 3 points on the double brow tine. There's two, but the main one, it splits off, so there's actually 3 points right there.
That's amazing. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the one side, 8, 9, 10, 11 overall. He's got that real short left side, but the right side really swings out. And yeah, it hits the ground. Normally you have ground shrinkage, but mine went the other way.
That's what happened to me. I saw that deer and I said, "That's a big boy," and I shot. And then when I went and found him, eventually we found him, and I'm like, "That's not my deer. I don't know who shot this one, but my deer is laying around here somewhere."
Yep. So yeah, he's my biggest. I haven't had any of them scored. That's just not something that I look for on that. But the weight always gets me. I'm like 282 pounds. So I'm still eating pretty good on steaks right now.
That's a good mount too that you've got. I like the way that's mounted, like sideways a little bit there. That's quite nice.
Yeah. Thank you. I wanted to show the one side a little bit more to it, so I might get some of the rocks to fill in the spot here because it's kind of a pedestal mount. But yeah. So
well, quite nice. That it was pretty exciting. And I guess you also made it down here to Texas for some hogs as well.
I did. Larry D. Jones, who shoots for Bowhunter Magazine TV, they invited me down because we've been sponsors with them for years, and I've always said I love hunting hogs. That's if I had to pick one animal, it would be hogs.
Now, why? Why is that? Why do you say hogs?
Well, because you can really employ so much to hunt them. I love spot and stalk. Being from the Midwest, we don't get to do it a lot. It's mostly tree stands or blinds. So I love the spot and stalk aspect of it. I love that it's really playing the wind. You've got, I don't want to say an advantage, but at least you have a weakness on the eyes, so you can do that as long as you're playing the wind. Know where you are. And then also, I don't want to say the danger aspect to it, but you have to give them respect. Because
especially if you're on the ground.
They can get you. And actually, my first hog I ever killed was back in the 90s. I was a teenager, and I went to draw. She was running by. She saw me out of the eye. She turned, charged me, and flipped me head over heels.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, it's my first mount I ever got because my dad said, "We'll mount one animal for you in your life." And I said, "There's not going to be too many things that come that close to killing me back." So, my view in my office.
Oh, how cool!
Right there.
That's the hog.
That's the hog. It's not it's no massive hog. Makes no record books or anything, but that's the only thing that's come that close to getting me back. So I really enjoy that, just that getting close. I've hunted a lot of javelina through the years too, and I really enjoy them too because I've been a desk length away from javelina before too, which is exciting. But the hogs are so tasty, so tasty.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. All right, so incredible season. Congratulations on that. But you've had a tremendous amount of experience hunting, and hunting with some pretty big names, too. I mean, Fred Eichler is a great name there. You mentioned several people. So give us some of your best tips for trad archery shooters. Johnathan, a lot of guys will watch my channel who are moving from compound shooting to trad archery shooting. And they're, Aaron Schneider calls it the struggle stick, and there's a good reason for that. When you've gone from having that confidence to shoot your compound bow, and you can put tight arrow groups at long distances, and you're not having to hold that weight, it just gives you that advantage. That's why it exists. But when you want the challenge, and you've moved to the traditional archery, it's a lot harder. It really kind of hurts the confidence of a lot of shooters in that category. So what kind of tips would you offer traditional archery guys out there who are getting ready to go hunting, whether for turkeys, hogs, or the deer season later in the fall?
Sure. First one to start on the practice session of it is and you hear this for anything, but practice. it has to be instinctive. It has to be, regardless of how you shoot, it needs to be, muscle memory built in of where I'm already hitting the anchor point. I'm not thinking about doing all this and balancing it all out, because in a hunting situation, it happens just like that.
Like the elk you were talking about.
Like the elk, and that's why it failed, because I was too panicked and just I know what it was. I brought the bow arm up to look where it was going, and right over her back. But anyways, yeah, definitely, have that built in there. And that can be tough. And that's where a lot of people I know, like, they enjoy shooting traditional bow, but they'll hunt with a compound, because when they get to that, but it's a scary step, but it's not a huge step to get from, okay, just build that confidence, get that there. Because like most things, it's having the confidence in your shooting, and the confidence in something you have to be cautious. That's where I learned that I either need to shoot more out of blinds, because I wasn't having the confidence. Every time I was drawing on those hogs, I kept looking up just to see if my tip, where it was, because nothing will ruin a shot worse than, burying a tip into your blind or into the ground.
Yeah.
So being comfortable with that, knowing that I got this, because from a tree stand, when you set them up and you get up there, you do your practice every time, and especially every time you get up in the stand, I always do. I do a few test draws, one, to get the blood flowing, and two, to go, okay, they come there, they come over there, they come there, because of course you have the one cut path where they should be. And I don't know about you, but there's very little deer that I've shot where they were supposed to be.
You telling me they don't just come in on a string and stand perfectly broadside? They don't walk up and say, "It's my turn, shoot me." No, it doesn't happen, does it?
No.
Well, real quick before we let you go, tell us what kind of products would you recommend, or that you might have coming out at Rivers Archery this year that some shooters may be interested in. I know you really love that Woodsman broadhead. I've been shooting it now, I guess, for several months. That's an incredible broadhead. It tears stuff up.
The thing with the Woodsman is, before we owned it, because we manufactured it, was made by the Wenzel brothers, and everybody here was shooting it. And when the opportunity said, "Hey, we want to sell this," back out of the business side of that, we're like, "Well, absolutely," because it's all of us are shooting it. We love it, and we love it. Yeah, the long lean design, so you get really good penetration out of a 3-blade. I'd have to say it's probably the best penetration you'll get out of a cut-on contact 3-blade, just because it's not overly narrow, but the longer design. So you're getting double-side penetration, and then also being 3 blades, you get a heck of a blood trail, which is, we all want what everybody should have when they're shooting. And the best news about the Woodsman is that we are handling all the manufacturer locally. Between every bit of it. We actually do a lot of the grinding in-house now. We have machines set up. We have guys that's what they focus on. So we really have the quality control down to just a perfect team. I really like it, because instead of having to pick up a phone and call across the country to some shop, now if I have an issue or if I have a question, I can still call, but I can also swing over there on the way in to work and be like, "Hey, let's work this issue out or see what this is." So the quality is just perfect. The grind on them, they're really good, and they're an easy to sharpen broadhead now. Or almost always have been, but with the bevel on them that we're able to do in house, you put it right to a flat file, finish it on a hone. I do mine on a strip of leather, strap them on that, and you can shave hair.
Wow.
So yeah, that's probably the biggest exciting news for us. We pick up a lot of products, but that's the one that's got me incredibly excited this year, because we have that process down to a T, and we're able to get them, we're able to make them the way that a broadhead should be. I'm very happy and proud of us for that, because it's taken a lot of work. Anybody that's shot Woodsmans for a while now has seen how it's progressed through the years, but we're really happy with what we're able to do.
Now, would you recommend the Woodsman for turkeys, or would you go with something else?
I love them on everything. I've got there's people shooting with turkeys. I know there's a lot of people that work to limit penetration on turkeys, keep the bird, or keep the arrow in the bird. And there's that. I think if you can put 3-blade through a heart, you're going to do great.
It's not going to leave much room for the turkey getting away. That's for sure.
Right. And I've got a moose on the back wall that my dad shot. That was with a 3-blade Woodsman too. Shameless plug and bias here, but I shoot him at absolutely everything. The elk, I took him hunting. I took him, put him through the hogs. Whitetail, you're going to get amazing penetration there. I passed all the way through. I take that back. I did not get out the front. I got all the way to the heart from the back hip with the Woodsman. not a 282-pound deer. I'm used to getting pass-throughs on broadside shots. Can't think of too many times that I haven't. But that's, I definitely recommend them for turkeys. And if you want to keep them in the bird, there's, things out there, arrow grabbers, Zwicky Scorpios, things like that, that grab onto game and slow down an arrow's penetration. And then you'll still have 3 blades inside the game, or inside the turkey, cutting them up. So
incredible. Johnathan Karch, Rivers Archery, thanks for hanging out with us today, sharing your hunting stories and your tips for for trad archery shooters and their hunting endeavors this year, and we're very grateful. Thank you for being on with us.
Oh, thanks, Joe. Always love it.
All right, viewers, do you have any tips for hunting with traditional archery gear that you can share with the rest of us? Be sure to leave that in the comment box below, or maybe even what broadhead are you shooting? I'd love to know. Again, leave that in the comment box below. If you're new here, you're going to find that we've got an incredible community of traditional archery shooters who get into the comment box and they leave some great feedback. I have learned a tremendous amount. I'm super pumped about the quality of our community. I would love for you to be a part of it. Consider subscribing to the channel and even hitting the bell notification icon so that you get alerted to the very next video that comes out. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you can, sharing is always caring, so hit that share button and spread some love, right? Hey, I'm praying for you that you shoot straight. I hope you pray for me that I shoot straight. And until the next video, may God richly bless you. This was supposed to be live, but that didn't quite work out. Hey, so next week I'm going to be traveling. I'll be in Las Vegas for the National Association of Broadcasters Convention. And then I'll go to Sacramento, California later next week, and I'll be giving a series of talks at the Sacramento, California Men's Conference at St. Mel's Parish. Super looking forward to that. I've actually already recorded next week's video. It's all about helping compound shooters transition to traditional archery. So be looking forward to that. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.